we have 60 minutes to play together, to breathe together, to move, to use our bodies, find strength, etc. If the practice is not what you're looking for, I once had a really good friend lay on her mat all during class and take Savasana, and I was like thrilled because that's what she needed that day. So just keep that in mind, modify the practice, take what serves you, leave what doesn't. This practice really has a way of meeting us exactly where we're at. Oh, there's Dottie. All right. I digress. Someone has a dog on their screen, and I'm a dog person. So anyways, let's start seated tonight. You can turn towards the top of your mat. I'll still face the camera. Rock right to left, left to right. You can think about elevating those hips up onto a block, maybe a bolster or a folded blanket. And as you rock right to left, feel the ground below you. Feel the support of everything holding you up. It's so easy to forget sometimes just how much support we have. And as you start to find some stillness through your body, let's welcome ourselves to our mat. Start to call some attention to your breath. And in doing so, lift your shoulders up a little bit higher. Roll those shoulders down your back, giving your lungs ample space to completely expand. Perhaps turn your palms up to the ceiling or palms down into your thighs. And then start to deepen that breath, pulling it in, following it, coursing. As you inhale from the top of your head, follow it down behind your throat, behind your heart, behind your belly, all the way to your tailbone. And then as you exhale, watch that breath travel all the way back up, tailbone, behind your belly, behind your heart, and then all the way back up and out. Using this as a grounding breath, really visualizing the inhales rooting you to the earth. And then noticing the release as you exhale, but still that support below you. Personally, February has started out okay. My anxiety's been off the charts. I don't know if anyone else's has been. So I'm enjoying feeling the ground below me, because for most of the day I've been flittering above it mentally. A couple more deep breaths. A couple more moments to check into your mat, knowing that there's distractions all around you, especially if you're at home. Partners, pets, plants, phones, TVs, whatever there might be. Give a little bit more attention to yourself. Good, let's reach our arms up overhead. Maybe gaze up to those palms. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Pull those low ribs in. They probably shot a little bit forward. Reach up instead through the length of your spine. Good, and then twist right hand over to left knee. Tent left fingertips behind you. Sit up tall and just take a gentle little twist through your spine. We'll be twisting a lot in class, so make sure you take the variation that serves your spine best. And then we'll come back to center, arms up really tall, and then go the opposite way. Sitting up tall, twisting, looking over the right shoulder. Noticing right away if your gaze went down to the earth, right? Let's practice keeping our eyes open, our eyes wide, our eyes looking forward, even on our mats. And then back to center, arms nice and high overhead. And then hands to heart center. Pause for a moment. Consider blinking those eyes closed. Set an intention for this practice, for this time on your mat, big or small, doesn't matter. And perhaps that intention is simply to breathe. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth and exhale. Good. If you'd like to start some music, go for that. We'll meet in tabletop pose. Hands facing the top of our mat. Good, and then start to rotate your hips back towards your right heel, around towards your left heel, and then all the way back. Big hip circles. Just feeling into those hip sockets, maybe to your shoulders, your armpits. Going as slow or as fast as your body might desire. And then rotate and go the opposite direction. Really reaching those hips back as you extend backwards and then coming forward, feeling the extension in your front body. Good. 2 more, and then we'll meet back in the center. Tabletop pose, take your time. Find yourself there, hands flat on the earth, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Place the tops of your feet on the mat. Press into your hands and arch your spine up, pull your belly in, tuck your chin to your chest. Stay here or press the tops of your feet into the earth and hover your knees off the earth a couple inches. So really engaging our core, finding a cat pose. Press down through those hands, pull the belly up. Press into the tops of the feet if those knees are off the earth. 3, 2, knees down. Curl your toes underneath you. Drop your belly, look forward. Pausing here in this cow pose, or again, pressing into the little toes and lifting the knees off of the earth. Engaging our core, building a little bit of heat. As your hands press down, your belly drips down to the mat. Buns reaching up. Stay on those tiptoes, maybe feeling a little bit of light and fire in those thighs. 3, 2, down dog. Lift those hips up and back. Good, and pedal the dog out. Again, remembering this practice meets us exactly where we're at. So if you've been moving all day, maybe you enjoy the gift of stillness. If you've been sitting at a desk all day, it might feel really great to pedal it out. Remember, down dog, not, quote, an easy pose, at least in my book. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of flexibility to find this pose. So maybe you're high up on your tiptoes. Keep thinking about sinking your chest towards your thighs. Good. Let's lift up high on the toes if you're not there. And then let your heels sink towards the mat. Again, lift up high on those tippy toes. Heels to the mat. One more, high up on those toes. Good, heels towards the earth. Drop your knees down to the mat, back to that tabletop pose. Extend your right leg behind you. Press the ball of your foot into the mat. Shift your weight backwards and forward so you feel a stretch through your right calf. So the ball of your right foot is into the earth. Good, now cross the right foot behind you over to the left side of your mat. Take your gaze over that left shoulder. Breathe deep into your right side belly. Feel a right side stretch. Good, coming back to center, side angle, side plank variation. Angle the left foot off the earth, right arm up to the sky, right leg up to the sky. Really feeling some extension through your right foot. Reaching up. Good, come back to center, right hand down. Right knee, right elbow. Extend the leg behind you, still on that left knee. Right knee, right elbow. Again, extend leg back. Right knee, right elbow, hold, curl your left toes under, plank, right knee hugging to the right tricep or right elbow. Both feet down in a normal plank, find it, go there. Take one more breath. Down dog, right leg high, bend your right knee, start to stack your hips. As you lift that right knee up, notice how your right hip comes over your left. Rotate your right ankle, spread those toesies out. Keep pressing both hands into the earth and away. Good, square your hips, right leg long behind you, down dog. Step your right foot to the top of your mat. Sink into your lunge, and then step your left foot up. Halfway lift, fingertips to your shins, and then forward fold. Do that again, halfway lift, finding your variations, fingers to shins or the earth, and then forward fold. This time, rise to stand, pressing into those feet, arms, gaze, heart high, touch the sky, hands to the heart, breathe out. Good, inhale, arms sweep up, fold down to the mat as you breathe out, surrender, letting go. Halfway lift. Good, step your right foot back, pause in that lunge, sink into your hips. Good, left leg high, down dog. Bend your left knee, open your entire side body, so stack that left hip on top of the right. Try and keep your armpits square to the earth. Good, square the hips. Keeping the left leg high, drop your right knee down. Side plank, kick your right foot out behind you, lift the left side up to the sky. Flex your left toes towards your nose, engage that leg. Left fingertips reaching up high, one more breath. Keep the left leg lifted, left hand down to the mat, left knee, left elbow in tabletop pose. Again, extend the leg behind you. Knee to the elbow. Good, extend it back. Knee to the elbow, pause, curl the right toes under. Again, you can find regular plank pose. Otherwise, we're engaging our obliques. Press into your hands. Draw that left knee up, up, up. 3, 2, extend the left leg high. Step your left foot forward. Step your right foot up. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise on up, touch the sky, maybe a little back bend when you get there. Fold it back down, surrender, exhaling. Halfway lift. Let's find a high plank and pause. Knowing in our high plank, your knees can come down at any point in our practice. Much better to build strength in a safe way for our bodies than to be in a spot where we think we, quote, should be. Press down into the hands though. Engage your entire front body. Good. Holding. 3, 2, slowly lower all the way to your belly. Good, setting up for cobra pose, toenails press down. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, release your forehead towards the mat. Again, inhale, lift your heart, toenails press down. Exhale, release. One more, engage those legs, lift your heart. Exhale to release. Curl your toes under, engage your front body, press up to a high plank. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Again, inhale. As you breathe out, move to the top of your mat, stepping or hopping. Halfway lift and fold down. Rise up all the way, touch the sky again, back bend if you'd like. And then fold it down, exhale. Halfway lift. Let's meet in down dog. So find your way through your flow, lowering to chaturanga or your belly, cobra or up dog, downward facing dog. Good, take a breath in. Breathe out, move to the top of your mat. Fill up, halfway lift, and fold down. Rise up. And then fold down as you breathe out. Halfway lift. Hands plant. We'll meet in down dog. Flow it out however you want to get there. If you need some extra push-ups, go for it. If you want to skip the chaturangas, do that too. Take a breath in. Breathe out, move to the top of your mat. Half lift and fold down. Rise up. Again, pausing for a back bend at the top, perhaps lifting the heart up and fold back down. Halfway lift, hands plant, meet in down dog. One more for now. Take a breath in, breathe out, move to the top of your mat. Half lift, fold down. Rise up. Again, press into the feet, lift up through those hands and heart, and then fold back down. Halfway lift. Hands plant, flow it out. We'll meet in down dog. Good. Take a couple of breaths in your down dog. Bend your knees deep if that feels good. Press your hands into the earth. Make those hips lift up and back. Yeah. Release attention through your jaw. Stop squinting your eyes. Let the practice meet you where you are. Meeting in down dog, lift your right leg high. Good, stay here, or right knee, right elbow, crunch it in. We've been here before. Inhale, lift it high. Knee to the elbow, same side again. One more, inhale, lift. Right knee, right elbow. If you'd like, hold it. 3, 2, 1. Extend the right leg high. Warrior 1. Step that foot up, rise up. Finding our first standing pose, all at our own time. Right, we feel our left leg strong behind us. 2 full footprints on the mat with left toes pointing slightly outwards to the upper left edge of the mat. Right, and as you bend deep into that right knee, can you also pull your right hip back in space? Right, this practice is a beautiful way of teaching us how to be pulled in every direction, yet still hold our breath. Not hold our breath, but maintain our breath. Sink a little deeper in the front knee. Engage your back leg. One more breath. Hands down, vinyasa. Meeting in down dog. Left leg high. Again, stay here or knee to the elbow. Inhale, extend. Knee to the elbow. Extend the leg back. Left knee, left elbow, crunch, hold. 3, 2, 1. Extend that leg high. Step the left foot forward. Warrior 1. Take as many movements as you need to find this pose. And before you worry about what it has to look like, can you feel into it? So bend into your left knee. Good. Keep pressing your right foot behind you. That right leg is like your past. Can't run away from it. It's attached to you, but it's moving you forward, right? So press into that right foot. Yeah, bend into the left knee and hug your left hip back in space. Every effort to keep our heart right here in this moment. Take one more breath. Hands down and flow. Leg maybe lifts the whole way back. Good. Take a breath in and a breath out. Again, inhale and exhale. Walk your hands to the back edge of your mat. Draw your feet towards each other. Sink your buns down, chair pose. Hands can start at hips. Maybe they go up to the sky. If arms are overhead, rotate your pinky fingers in towards each other. Sink your hips down. Good. Can you wiggle your toes? Maybe even shift your knees back a little bit so you can see your toes. Sink a little bit deeper. One more breath. Fold down to your mat. Halfway lift and fold down. Chair pose, again, bottom down. Heart lifts high to start. And then hands to the heart center. Come up onto your tippy toes. Start to lift your elbows and hands up till your elbows come together. So we have an elevated prayer. Elbows at shoulder height. Press elbows together, press forearms together, palms, fingertips. Good. Now come higher on those tippy toes. Feel the shake, the tremble. This is a space where we learn it's okay to shake. It's okay to not be perfect. One more breath and fold down. Whew. Halfway lift and fold it down. Split your feet apart, shoulder width, hip width underneath you. Walk your fingers forward like you're finding a halfway lift spine. Now sink your hips down so your thighs are parallel to the earth. Finding a squat with feet hip-width distance, hands to the heart center. Again, just building a little bit of heat in our bodies. Maybe reach arms forward. If your arms are reaching forward, lift them high enough so you can't see the biceps out of the corners of your eyes, your peripheral vision. Keep sinking your hips down and back. 3, 2, and fold. Good. Halfway lift. Walk it out. Down dog is where we'll meet. Flow it out if you'd like. Meet in our down dog. Take a little inventory. Check in with how you are. You're welcome to stand down dog, maybe find child's pose. Otherwise, we're gonna move through some breath-linked movements. So follow along if you'd like. Right leg high, right knee, right elbow just once. Inhale, extend. Warrior one, step up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands down, flow it out. Trying to have one breath per movement. Left leg high, knee to the elbow, breathe out. Inhale, extend. As you breathe out, step the foot up. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands back down and flow it out. Meet in down dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Again, inhale. Open your mouth, exhale. Stay in down dog or one more on each side. Right leg high. Go ahead and follow your own breath or my cues. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale, extend. Warrior one. Rise it up. Bring your hands back down and flow. Move on to the left side when you're ready. Honoring where you're at. If you found child's pose or are still in down dog, breathe into that. It's not lesser, it's not better. Neither of our actions. Good. We'll meet in down dog. Shake your neck out a little bit. Notice your breath. If it's gotten shorter or quicker, can you make an effort to make it longer, deeper? Try and slow down both the inhale and the exhale. Good, revisiting where we've been, feet together behind you. Right leg high. Right knee, right elbow, one time. Inhale, extend. Warrior one, step forward. We'll rise up. Again, we know this pose. I know you've been here before. Press both feet into the earth. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Draw your knuckles down. Lift your heart up. Pause here. As you sink into your front knee, lift your heart up a little bit higher. Practice breathing with this wide open heart. Huge spot of vulnerability. One more breath. And then forward fold. Right shoulder towards right knee. Maybe right shoulder inside of right knee. Finding a humble warrior. Now it's natural for that right hip to swing way out to the right side of your mat. Try and draw your right sit bone towards your left foot behind you. So pull that right hip back to the center of your mat. Now that you're upside down, can you release your jaw? Good, and can you keep pressing your left foot into the earth behind you while you keep bending into your right knee? 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Listen, hands down, standing splits. Lift the left leg up. Crown of head down to the mat. Draw your belly button more towards your right thigh. Good, gently releasing. Good, step your left foot about halfway back on your mat. Turn your toes out like warrior one feet. Find a halfway lift. And then surrender over that front leg, pyramid pose. Pyramid pose, we try and find hips as square as we can. So keep lifting your right hip up behind you, rotating your left hip forward and down. Belly pulls in. Maybe even you start to surrender the crown of your head towards your shin. Good, 2 more breaths. We'll play a little bit with balance then. Start to bend into your right knee so that you can lay your belly on your right thigh. Lift your left leg up, just like that standing splits we were in, but now we're holding ourselves up. Maybe your hands come to your heart, or they lift up behind you like airplane wings, toppling tree. Keep lifting that left leg a little higher. Good, feel your legs supporting your belly. You know, that constant reminder, we are not alone. You are not alone. You're holding yourself up. Lift that left leg a little bit higher. Feel your belly underneath your chest. 3, 2, listen, left hand down, step your left foot back, right arm to the sky, simple twist. You can drop your left knee down if that's better for your body. Pull the belly in. 1 more breath. Right hand down, rise up, high lunge. Feet are parallel in this pose, so more like an elliptical than a balance beam. If you have low back pain, bend your back knee. But if you don't, we're really working on strengthening and firing up that back leg. Sink into your right knee. Pull your right hip back ever so slightly. Good, engage your left glute. Notice as you start to feel in this body where your mind goes. Right, can you stay with your breath? Listen, straighten your front leg, hands to the heart, turn on your feet, high lunge at the back of your mat. Arms come nice and high overhead again. Revisiting a pose that I'm sure you've been in before. This time, right glute turns on a little bit as you pull your left hip back. Sink into that front knee. Listen, hands to heart center. We're gonna twist, so you decide. Right arm can go straight forward, left arm back, or maybe right elbow down to left knee. If you're twisted and have the bind of the elbow by the thigh, press your left knee into your elbow and vice versa. Keep lifting your right leg behind you up to the sky, so you're not sinking down through that right hip, you're not twisting through the right hip. Keep lifting the back of your right knee up. Lift your heart up a little higher towards the sky. Twist it out. 3, 2, listen, left hand down, half moon. Lift the right leg high. Walk the left fingertips forward. Start to stack the right side on top of the left. Right hand maybe to right hip. Do something with that right foot. Don't just let it float in the air. Saggy, flex it or point it. Maybe extend right arm up to the sky. Again, find your variation of a half moon pose. Stacking, opening. Good. 2 more breaths. And then square everything to the earth. Right hand down, right leg is high, standing splits. And again, maybe belly button comes a little more close to left thigh as opposed to the middle of your mat. Tiny little twist. 1 more breath. Step that right foot halfway back on your mat, setting up pyramid pose. Lift your heart for a halfway lift. And then if you like to play with the idea of twisted triangle, right fingertips towards your left foot, maybe on top of your left foot, left hand to your hip, left hip, and then start to revolve that triangle. While you're revolved, keep lifting your left hip up and back, rotating your right hip forward. Pull the belly in. Stretch the crown of your head forward. Good. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Left hand down. Good. Step your right foot back. High plank pause. Come down onto your forearms for a forearm plank. Interlace your fingers. And then start to walk your toes up towards your nose. Finding a variation of dolphin pose. Elbows and wrists are in a triangle, hips up high. It's like down dog, but on your forearms, right? So you can stay here, Otherwise, we're gonna work on building a little strength in our shoulders. So stay here, or we're gonna shift our forehead forward over our thumbs and then push our forehead back to where it was. Again, shift forward and back. Forward, like you're bringing shoulders over your fingers and back. Keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Step your feet back. Find the forearm plank. Move your right forearm underneath you. Side forearm plank. Left side up to the sky. Left arm up to the sky. Press down through your entire right forearm as you reach the left side up. One more breath. Both forearms down. Come up onto your hands. Right hand under the heart. Side plank. Left hand under your heart. Side plank, right arm up to the sky. So you switch sides. Too much planning. One more breath. Square everything to the mat. Flow it out if you like. We'll meet in down dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Again, inhale and exhale. Lift your left leg high. Good. Left knee, left elbow, just once. Inhale, extend. Warrior one. Step forward. Start to rise up. And again, feeling into the asana, into the pose, into the breath. Letting it all be a prayer, whatever that means to you. When we recite prayer or mantra, it's really a way to keep our minds focused, right? So whether this asana practice of prayer comes through your breath, comes through your focus on your alignment, comes through your focus on your pose, doesn't matter. As long as you're here, hands behind the back, interlace your fingers, draw your knuckles down as you lift the heart up again. Sink into the left knee, lift the heart. Again, practicing breathing with a wide open heart. 3, 2, humble warrior. Bring yourself down, left shoulder towards left knee, maybe even inside. And then once you're down, that left hip probably hiked out to the side. Pull it back towards your right foot. Release any tension you might have through your jaw. Good. Press your right foot to the earth behind you. 2 more breaths. Hands come down, standing splits. Lift that right leg high. Again, we've been here before, so maybe find a little bit greater depth, or perhaps more focus on your breath. Less thought about the dynamics and mechanics. One more breath. Right foot steps back, about halfway. Find a halfway lift, long spine. As you find that halfway lift, rotate your right hip slightly forward, and then surrender over that left leg, pyramid pose. And again, left hip rotates up behind you, right hip forward. Pull your belly in. One more breath. Good. Find a halfway lift-ish. Bend into your left knee. Rest your chest and your belly on that left thigh. Now lift your right leg up. Hands to the heart if you'd like. Maybe arms back like airplane wings into a toppling tree pose. Right leg lifts higher. Really feel your body on your left thigh. Right? Keep lifting that right leg higher. Feel the wobble. You're building strength in that little ankle that keeps going right to left, right, left, right, left. Good. 3, 2, good. Hands down. Step your right foot back. Left arm to the sky. Simple twist. Pull the belly in. Why? Not just to look pretty, to support your back, to make it safe for the twist. That's not to suggest inside bellies look pretty. One more breath. You know what I mean by that. Left hand down, rise up, high lunge. Good. You know, and every time we come to physical stillness, making note if your brain has taken over the movement. Come back to your breath. Good, hands to heart center, straighten your front leg. Turn on your toes, high lunge at the front of your mat. Arms back up overhead. And then thinking about taking a twist. How's your back tonight? Hands to heart center. You decide, left arm forward, right arm back, or maybe you find that elbow hooking on the outside of the right knee. Left elbow towards right knee. And once you have the twist in your upper body, keep lifting your left hip up to the sky behind you, right? It's a tendency for that left hip to really want to go on this twist. Instead, let's make it stay out of it, do its own thing just for a little bit. Good. 2 more breaths. Start to unwind a little bit, half moon, right fingertips down to the mat. Left leg starts lifting up, left arm, left hand to left hip, maybe left arm up to the sky. Find your expression of half moon. Remembering the goal is long lines, crown of head to your left foot. 2 more breaths. Good. Standing splits, left hand down. Keep your left leg high. Surrender the crown of your head down towards the mat. Release your head. Good. We'll step the left foot back, pyramid pose. Find that halfway lift spine. Rotate the left hip forward. And then think about twisting your triangle. So right hand first to right hip. And this might be where your twist stays. Or left fingertips might move a little closer to that right foot. Exploring, playing with it. Remembering that balance is the opposite of imbalance. It's not better. It's just simply the opposite. We must know both. Keep pulling your right hip back in space. Keep stretching the crown of your head forward. Engage your core. 3, 2, good. Right hand down. Good. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot back. Lower down onto your forearms. Forearm plank. Let's interlace our fingers again. Do 5 more of those dolphin dips if you'd like. We'll start first in dolphin. So we'll walk our toesies up. And again, you can stay here. And the idea here is to press the forearms into the earth so much that your chest comes a little bit closer to those thighs. For our dips then, we're gonna shift our shoulders forward so our forehead comes forward and then push it back. Again, forward and back, forward and back. 2 more. 1 more. Let's come back to forearm plank. Legs long. Keep your left forearm down. Right arm, right leg up to the sky. Forearm side plank. Press into your left forearm so you're not dumping all of your weight into your left shoulder. Good. Right hand down, right forearm down. Come to a high plank. Pause. Right hand under the heart, side plank. Your variation, your expression. Again, anything on the earth presses down and everything else lifts up, up, up. 3 more breaths. Good. Let's meet in down dog. Flow it if you'd like. Take a breath in and a breath out. Again, inhale. Open your mouth, exhale. 1 more of those, big breath in. Big breath out. Reach your right leg high. Draw the right knee under your body to the left elbow. Again, inhale high. Right knee, left elbow, pause. Kick your right foot out to the side of your mat. Move your right hand under your heart. Side plank variation. Maybe you continue rotating your chest and hips up to the sky, finding a fallen triangle, your choice. 3, 2, good. Left hand down. Right leg back to the sky, breathe in. Step your right foot up to the top of your mat. Half moon, one more time, revisiting where we've been. Right fingertips down. This time reach back, grab your left top of your foot and pull the left heel in towards your buns. Now as you have that heel, think about sending your kneecap away from your hips so you're finding length through your thigh bone. Now keep that hold of that foot and start to twist open through your chest. So left shoulder continually coming up a little bit more on top of right. Keep hugging that heel towards the bun. Keep extending energy out your left knee. One more breath. Step all the way back with care, warrior 2. Stay nice and deep in that front knee. Pretty late in class for our first warrior 2. So how can we approach it now, right? We're a little bit more open. Maybe feeling a little bit more relaxed through our mind, through our body. Pull your right knee open a little bit. Keep engaging that left leg though, nice and strong. Flip your front palm, reverse the warrior, reaching up and back. A little bit more up. Good, let's come forward to warrior 2 and then extend the side angle. Left arm up to the sky. Right elbow towards right thigh. Again, finding your expression of this pose. Don't be fooled by the temptation to try and touch your right hand to the ground. Instead, can you focus on long lines from your tailbone out the crown of your head? Hug your right hip crease back in space. Good, and keep rotating everything on the left on top of the right. Binds and half binds, your time, your practice. 3, 2, good. Take your gaze down to the earth. Bring both hands down. Wiggle your right foot over, half pigeon. Find your left leg long behind you. Right shin parallel to the front of your mat. Lift your heart up. And even here, let's make a little adjustment. Pull your right hip back in space, squaring our hips. And then slowly start to surrender yourself forward, maybe even down to those elbows, a block, a blanket, or full extension of arms out and forehead down. Two more breaths. Let's come up on to our hands. We're going to rotate our hands inside, sit our buns down, rotate our hands over towards the middle of our mat with legs long out to the side, sitting up for a seated wide-legged forward fold. Keep your heart high, keeping spine long. Maybe start to walk your hands forward. This might be where you stay. Some of you might be up here with bracing yourself behind you, trying to keep your spine tall. Otherwise, we'll keep moving forward. Finding a stretch, a surrender, a recognition of how our minds go, go, go the second we stop moving. Two more breaths. Good. If you're folded over, come back up tall. Walk your hands around to the left foot behind you. Your right knee underneath you, left toes forward. Find a low lunge. So start to sink into your right hip. But at the same time, use your strength to draw your inner thighs together. Arms can reach up to the sky. Good, really finding openness through those hips, openness through your heart, maybe even through your throat. Good, let's bring our hands down to the mat. High plank. Again, pause. An opportunity to build a little bit of heat here. You can stay in your high plank. You can rock forward, back, just bringing a little motion in. Other option, right knee, right elbow, foot down. Left knee, left elbow, foot down. Right to right, left to left. So find your variation, whether you're holding for breaths or whether you're moving those knees while you're in high plank for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips up, hips back, down dog. Good, take a breath in and a breath out. Feet together, left leg high. Good, twist the left knee under your body to the right elbow. Again, inhale, lift. Left knee under your body. Kick the left foot out. Left hand under your heart. Right arm to the sky, finding a side plank variation. Or maybe you keep twisting everything till you're finding a fallen triangle. Two more breaths. Okay, bring your right hand back down. Left leg back to the sky. And step the left foot up underneath you. Half moon. Lift the right leg up. Reach the right hand back, grab the top of the right foot, pull the heel towards your butt. Once you have that, start to extend your right knee out away from you, right? So you're still trying to find length. Oh, it's almost like your right foot was straight behind your knee. You're trying to pretend to simulate that. So we're finding a stretch through the entire front of our right leg. Good, now if you've noticed your right shoulder caving down, start to rotate everything on the right side up to the sky. Two more breaths. Warrior 2, step back. Land with care. Arms extend outwards. You know, those pure extensions of our hearts. It's not a mistake that we have fingers, right? We can really send so much of ourselves out. It's important to remember to keep some of that for ourselves, though, right? So as you reach out both ends of your arms, out all of your fingertips, at the same time, feel your heart with your breath. Big inhales, lift your heart a little higher. Big exhales, sink you a little deeper into that left knee. Stay deep, flip your front palm, reach up and back. And then a little bit more up. Come back up, warrior 2, side angle. Left elbow, right arm up to the sky, maybe overhead. Again, finding your variation of this pose. Binds and half binds. You choose. Bend into your front knee, press your back foot away, engage that back leg, good. And as you're bending into the front knee, travel back to that front leg, bend into that front knee, and then hug your left hip crease back in space, right? So you're almost like you can stretch that thigh bone. 3 more breaths. And then gaze comes down to the mat. Hands come down, setting up half pigeon. Left toes come towards right foot. Right leg behind you. Sit up nice and tall through your hips first. Try and square those hips, right hip coming forward, left hip back. And then again, maybe you fold forward. If you're surrendering down, make this an opportunity to feel everything on the earth. It's so easy to look at the pressure of ourselves on the earth, right? Feel how heavy we are, but then we forget we're being held up, right? You're floating above this earth. Keep breathing into that left hip. Got 3 more breaths. Good. If you're on your elbows, come up onto your hands. Bring your hands underneath you. Tabletop pose, facing the back of your mat. If you'd rather come around to the front of your mat, that's okay. I'll stay where I'm at. We're going to set up for camel pose. So if it makes sense for you to roll your mat back and stand your knees on your mat, go ahead and do so for that extra padding. If you'd rather take camel with your heels on your buns, it's fine. You'll set your buns down and bring your hands behind you and lift your heart up. Otherwise, those of you coming to stand on your knees, 2 fists in between them, hands to your low back. Press your hips forward, lift your heart up. Again, hips forward, heart lifts up, hips forward, heart up, and then maybe you start to look up and back, right? You control how open your heart is. Keep pressing your hips forward, keep lifting up, and then open that throat up. Hands can come down to your heels if that's in your practice, but really make an effort to keep shifting those hips forward. Two more breaths. And slowly hands to your low back. And then sit all the way back up. Bring your heels to your buns to heels. Pause for a moment. Hands to the heart to a prayer. And then lift that prayer up. So elbows press together, forearms press together, palms press together. Good. Feel the tension that your arms are creating. Feel the pressure through your pectoral muscles. Pull the breath in all the way, the length of your spine as you breathe in, traveling it from the crown of your head down to your tailbone. And then allowing it to go the opposite way, tailbone all the way to crown. Keep pressing your forearms together. Feel this in your chest. One more breath. Good, and then let's come back up to stand on our knees. Camel should feel really great with our pecs a little bit turned on. Hands to the low back, hips forward, heart up, gazing back. Again, finding your expression of camel pose. Remembering this pose can be a little bit fear-provoking, a little bit anxiety-provoking, but remember, you're not just throwing your head back in space willy-nilly. You're holding yourself up. You're deciding to open your throat, to let all of those words and thoughts travel out that perhaps were stuck. You must have an open heart, and you are here. Good. 3, 2, hands to the low back. Slowly rise back up. Good. Sink your hips back to your heels. Sitting up nice and tall, right hand to left knee, tip your left fingertips behind you, finding a little twist. And we'll come back to center, left fingertips to right knee, tent your right fingertips behind you, gentle little twist. Good, and then sit to the right of your heels, bring those heels around in front of you. Laying down onto your back, left leg long. Draw your right knee to the outer edge of your right side body for a half happy baby. Your right thigh parallel to the mat as you hug that right shin to be perpendicular to the ceiling, right? So like a capital T. Keep hugging that knee into you and pulling it down. Good, now release some of that grip. Bring your left hand to your right knee and twist that right leg over your body. Towards the left, gaze towards your right. And then come back to center. Right leg long on your mat. Good. Hug that left knee up. And then pull it to the outer edge of your body. Half happy baby. So grabbing onto the bottom of that left foot. Yeah, keeping that left thigh parallel to the mat. Almost like you're walking on the ceiling with that left foot. Keep stretching your right leg long in front of you. Good. Release some of that grip. Right hand to the left knee. Cross it across your body. Left arm out to the side. Gaze to the left. Good. And then come back through center. Let your legs go long on your mat. Let your arms come down by your side. Get a few wiggles out. Find yourself comfortably planted on your mat. Savasana. Again, a pose for many of us, or maybe just me, that's a little challenging, right? The second my body stills, my to-do list pops back up. I'm rehashing conversations from the day, thinking about what I should have, could have, would have done, right? But this practice invites some stillness into us. It invites us to honor the fact that our brains are designed to think, and many of them do a really good job of that, right? But the pose is also here to remind us that it's safe to rest. It's safe to lay on our backs with our hearts open, to release tension through our guts, tension through our chests, our throats, our necks, our arms, our hands, and our feet. It's truly a gift when you start to notice how the practice meets you right where you're at. Empty all of the air out of your belly, out of your lungs. Completely deflate. Good. Now inhale the biggest breath that you have, spreading your chest front to back, right to left, top to bottom. Fill up that entire chamber. Breathe in. Hold at the top. Feel perhaps a little discomfort of the fullness. Now empty it out. Pause before your next breath in. Notice that slight desire to breathe in again. And then go ahead and breathe in again. That simple reminder that if we are lucky, blessed, healthy, however you want to look at it, there will always be another breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. We'll roll onto one of your sides. Pause for a moment when you get there. Moment to recognize that we all have choices that we have to make in order to be on our mats. Express a little gratitude towards yourself, regardless of how you, quote, feel your practice was. It was exactly what you needed. And then eventually find your way to your comfortable seat. That comfortable seat, exactly how we started class. I don't know about you, but I feel a little bit lighter. And rock your sit bones right to left. Feel the ground below you. Again, always recognizing that you're connected not only to this planet, to everyone on it. Lift the crown of your head up. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears and wrap those shoulder blades down your back. And in this moment, feel how tall your spine is, how strong it is. Representation of your truth, your integrity, your light. And then hands to your heart center. Press your thumb knuckles into that heart space. A reminder of just how precious and real this moment, this breath, this body, everything about it is. Take a deep breath in. Exhale your breath. To the teachers that brought us here, the teachers that keep us here, the teachers that challenge us, and those teachers yet to come. It's been an honor to be here with you tonight. Namaste.